Hello everybody, I'm back. I just want to do a very small, very brief introduction because I know that it has been a month since I got to spend any time with you guys or do something like this. This is a modern Arabian, very sex catty look, very full-on makeup. Arabic makeup is very full-on and is very bold and sexy and in your face. And so this is just one of the looks that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do a small series, a couple of wedding ones, and I think it's beautiful. They're very artistic when they put on their makeup. It's very expressive, hence the jewelry and by the way, I got really creative with some jewelry that my grandmother passed down to me. Back to the reason why I wanted to do this small introduction is I haven't been on here for a month. The reason for that this time is I was very uninspired. I couldn't think of anything that I hadn't already done that I wanted to do. It just came across recently that I was watching YouTube wedding videos and ran into Arabian or Middle Eastern Pakistani or I don't know how you say, Middle Eastern type of weddings, and then I saw the makeup on these women and their hairdos, and they have these massive hairdos, and I don't even know if I have this wrap on right, but I tried to get it as close as possible. They were modern videos, so this is pretty close to what I know I saw. Like I said, it's very expressive and it's very creative, and they're all bejeweled, and so that inspired me, and I think that they look beautiful. And so there'll be a little series, and there will not be a month apart. I really got so, I like writer's block. I couldn't think of anything I wanted to do that I haven't already done. I have 100 videos up. This is inspired. This is not an exact copy of anything. I was inspired by the type of makeup, the types of colors, and the placement. This is something I created myself, but it's inspired by something that I saw. There are some new products in there that I will talk about in my narration a little bit more. I will tell you that the Lumi, the sponge makeup, the foundation that I use, is pretty much full coverage, and it's got a very nice finish, very velvety type of finish, a cross between liquid and powder. And you'll notice I've got some new e.l.f. brushes. e.l.f. is coming out with a lot of brushes. You'll get brushes for everything. Like I said, in my narration, I will speak more on each product that I use, which is why you see on the bottom, like everybody else does, I don't type everything out, because I talk about it and I introduce it, so it's like doing double the work. Now, if I did not do that, and like you'll see where my videos are with music only and not me talking about anything, you will see that I will, in the description box, list what I was using, what I did use. But I haven't done a video like that in ages, and so this one's not going to be like that either. So you will hear me talk about these products, and you will see me showing them to you as close as I can get them to the camera, so that you can see what I'm using. And there are some new things that I'm throwing in. I didn't use everything that I have new that I've purchased in the past month. But I will say that the foundation to me is my favorite of the new things that I have purchased in the past month. It's a beautiful finish. It's very expensive. It's 20 bucks. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye-bye. Hello everybody. So here we go. I'm of course priming my eyes with the Wet n Wild, and here I'm just showing you the makeup remover I'm using is the Makeup Forever And then using a paint pot, or actually this is a concealer by NYX, I'm going to go ahead and continue to prepare my eyes for the eyeshadows, which are going to be pretty intense. And so you want them to stay, and you want them to be really vibrant. So this helps with that. And so I use this NYX one. It's really a face concealer. You cannot put this under your eyes. It's too thick for that. Use that for your face. So here I'm going to get into my brows, and I'm using the pomade by Salon Perfect. And if you notice the Arabian brow, that's what I'll call it for now. They are very intense, and they are made to look drawn in. So using the brow define and also the powder by Wet n Wild, I continue to prepare them the way, or get it as close to an Arabic brow as possible. You're going to notice that my pendant is going to be all over the place. Just ignore it. And I'm darkening the ends. They are very intense brows. And of course with a spoolie, just blending everything out. And here I'm going to get into shaping the wing at the end of the eyes. And I'm going to start using the Kat Von D, because it's so sharp, to get my initial shape going, is what I'm doing here. And if you have hooded eyes like me, then you want to feel for your socket area so that you get the line in the right place. Should be where your eyes crease. So my crease is not in the right place, so I have to create one. And then further perfecting the end of the wing, and then using this very small spot concealing brush, I am going to take this brown shadow from my my palette here, and that's the palette that I use, the B&H palette, BH Cosmetics, and the one with the 120 colors, I believe. Taking this brown, very matte brown, and I'm blending that line in with a flat shader brush. Sorry, I had to close the door so you hear some noise. And then taking a regular blending brush, and that's it's called the C brush. That's by e.l.f. I'm further going ahead and creating some gradient with that brown shadow. And then here I'm showing you all of the liner tools. I have an angled one. I have a paintbrush, which I'm using here to fill in with the e.l.f. gel. Well, mine is not a gel. Mine is a cream liner. It's very, very black. I love, love, love this eyeliner, and I would recommend that everybody should have. This is so, so black, and it stays, and I really, really love that it's not only very pigmented, but it really has long staying power. It's like waterproof. So I highly recommend it, and it's like $6, so it's not that expensive. So here I'm just drawing in and laying down sort of like a base. In a minute, I'm going to take some black matte shadow and start to blend that inward towards the tear duct, just like a third of the end of the eye. And I'll be mixing some gray with that black, and that's going to create sort of like a gradient, or what people are now referring to, and I would agree, what we do with our hair, where you get that effect of light and dark, or dark turning into light. So there's the gray and the black that I'll be using, and I'm using a flat shader brush. So it's like an ombre effect is really the word I was looking for, that I'm going to create here with those two colors on top of the e.l.f. cream liner. And that's going to just create also a huge wing at the end of the eye, like a big, big, super, super huge cat eye. And so here goes the other side, which I thought you guys could see better, and that's just a generic flat, very small flat blending brush that I'm using to continue to move those colors inward. And then here, using the Milk by NYX, I'm going to lay down a white base for the rest of the colors, which are going to be 3 shades of gold. A yellow gold, a very yellow gold, which is kind of dark, and then a very light yellow gold, like the color of our jewelry type of gold, is going to go in the middle of the eye there, and it's going to mix into that gray. So it's going to continue on from the gray. Between each color, you want them to blend into one another. That continues to create that beautiful gradient. And then with the concealer brush, which is synthetic, I'm moving that around and getting that perfected. And then here with the light gray, I'm going on top, and I'm being careful to take it from the black on inwards, so it's like a continuation and creating that ombre effect. I'm going back in with that concealer brush and again perfecting that line on the socket, in the socket area. And then here goes the first very yellow, like a mustard gold, that I'm laying down, and that's going to go right above the pupil. Again, it will mix into the gray. So where the gray is getting really, really light, you'll see a continuation of this gold. Then the light, light gold right in the inner point of the eye where the tear duct is. And I'm going to lay down a shimmery white in a second right in the tear duct area for some highlight. And then I'm taking just the, I believe this is the Wet n Wild regular fluffy blending brush that I have on hand. So in between each color, I will take a different brush and blend. So there goes the white, and I'm just using a very small brush. I don't even know what brush that is. I did change it because it wasn't not appropriate for that area. So with a different brush here, I'm showing you that really light gold is going to go on the brow bone to highlight. But in a second, I don't know if you'll see that I do change the brush and to lay down the white in the tear duct area. And then the second eye, excuse me, same procedure. It's very, very important to blend in between all of this, all of these colors, and lay them down more than once to get the proper amount of pigmentation. This is going out makeup. If you're gonna wear this out, this is more appropriate for nighttime. So there is the effect, the total effect before you get into the eyeliner. And so here, that is a Sephora, and that is extremely black. It's also waterproof eye pencil. And so I'm doing the bottom waterline and on top of the actual bottom lashes. And I love, love, love that pencil. And so here, using the angled brush that I pointed out before, that's an e.l.f., I'm going to create the Arabian eyeliner look, which we all know will surround the entire eye. And again, using the e.l.f. cream liner. And that is a really intense black. It's also very easy to use. Very smooth. And so with this tiny angled brush, I'm able to get the shape. Because I'm going to be working in very small areas and creating that little teeny point in your tear duct area with this brush. And here you'll notice that I have this in really fast speed at this point, because this took me a good 10 minutes to do both eyes. So I'm just speeding it up because it's a long video. This is a 26-minute video. So I'm making up for lost time here, guys. And as you can see, my pendant on the top of my head keeps, you know, it's all over the place. And I'll fix it in a minute. So here, continuing to perfect all of the lines. And I want to also mention that if you do have hooded eyes, don't feel bad if you don't get both socket areas exactly the same. Our eyes are not symmetrical, number one, and number two, it's very difficult to do. Just get it as close as you can to the other eye. And here I'm getting some glitter and some shimmer, and that's by LA Colors. And a lot of Arabic makeup has glitter and shimmer, and it's very intense. So I'm taking this little shimmer product. It's a loose pigment I have by LA Colors, and it's goldish. It's like a goldish yellow, mustardy also kind of color. And this here is by Wet n Wild, single glitter shadow, and taking a concealer synthetic brush. I am just, as you can see, I'm just popping it on, just sporadically. There's no theme to how it gets in there, in the middle of the eye. And then now I'm going to curl my lashes before putting my falsies, and using this L'Oreal. It's got the other side where you put the white base down, that I didn't use that. I just wanted to get a little bit of mascara on so that I can put my falsies on, which are by Salon Perfect. They're really, really long and dramatic looking, which is also a very common theme with Arabic makeup. Everything is dramatic. And so here I've got them on already, and I'm going to get into my face makeup. So I'm showing you here that I'm going to be erasing, or rather cleaning up, any fall down with the Makeup Forever makeup remover. Good product. And then with the baby skin, I'm going to be covering up my pores. Just by my nose, they're pretty strong there. And then I'm going to use an e.l.f. primer, and this one here is a new one that I've just purchased. It's a mineral nourishing one. That's what it's called. It's a mineral primer. Excuse the dogs in the background. I don't know why they're barking. It's really late at night. And still putting on my primer here. And I did fix my pendant finally. Now I'm going to come in with my base, and this is going to be the cushion. Mine is in W3, I believe, and that's a nude beige. I do love the finish, like I said in my introduction. It's very velvety, and I'm using a kabuki brush to do this, to lay it down. And that's by Essence of Beauty, that brush. I've had it for a really long time, and I love to use it for this purpose. And I'm going to do a little bit of concealing and highlighting with the Glamouflage by Hard Candy. As per usual, that little puff comes inside the compact for the foundation, which I use to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup so I don't get my fingers in it while it's setting. And then here we go. We're going to do some concealing and highlighting, and I'm using a small foundation brush to do that. And then I will be also buffing it out with a beauty blender, or a wedge in my case. My pendant is like all over the place. And so there we go. We're buffing and blending that out so it sets into the skin seamlessly. And then here I'm using the Match Perfection by Rimmel concealer, and just over that little dark line that I get there. It's also an eye brightener, so I like to use it for that purpose as well. And then also blending and buffing that out into the skin with the Beauty Blender. I'm going to be setting with the NYC translucent powder and this nice blending brush by e.l.f. Really, really soft brush. You use that to buff your powdered products into your skin really nicely. You can also use that with liquid, but I would prefer not to. And here using a brown, sorry, not concealing, contour stick. I'm going to do a little contouring here, and I'm going to go over that with powder in a minute. And I'm using the same brush. And then using, this is another e.l.f. brush, and that is a contour brush. And the contour kit I'm using is by Profusion, and I use two of the medium and the darkest color in the palette. And then around the nose and the jawline, also in the temples, and around here, the hairline. And then the Wet n Wild bronzer, using the same brush, a little bit of bronzing. Like I said, the makeup is intense, and the camera is not allowing you to see the actual pigmentation in real life, but we're pretty close. So using here the liquid blush by L'Oreal, the Blur Lines, this is their darkest shade. You'll be able to see this blush on camera. And using the foundation brush, I will be mixing and blending that into the foundation. That gives you a really pretty natural flush to the skin. That's why I like them so much. But I will go over that with a powdered blush, which will set it. And because there's a highlight in it, it's by Hard Candy. It's this one right here. It gives it a really beautiful sheen, like a satiny look to it. So you'll see now in a minute the effect. I'm mixing both the highlight with the blush. So your blush is actually pink with a highlight right on top of it. And then we're going to go to town highlighting. And this is the Revlon highlighter. This is the skin toned one that I have, and I've used it in so many videos before this. They only have two, the flesh tone and a pink one. So I'm using the flesh toned one. And then I'm going to go over that with the Pearl by Physicians Formula. And you can see I'm using the Beauty Blender to buff everything in. And this is another highlight by Wet n Wild palette. So I'm really highlighting because they really highlight the heck out of their faces. And I enjoy doing it. It looked really pretty. And I'm taking my blending brush. And then also, this is the brush, the fan brush I'm using with the Physicians Formula, getting some more on there. And on the Cupid's bow, tip of the nose, middle of the forehead, and the chin. And then I believe now we're going to get into lips. So I use two colors. These are two lip stains by Wet n Wild, and then a third Wet n Wild pink color. And that's going to give my lips sort of like a 3D sort of look. And you can't see here, but I've got a pink lip liner that I'm using here. So I'm lining my lips, and I overline them just a little bit on the top because I noticed they did this a lot. So I did it on the top lip just a little bit. And then I'm going to go over that with an e.l.f. lip liner to blend it out before I apply my lipsticks. And the darkest pinkish red is going to go down first. Then the light pink is going to go in the middle of the lips. And then the lighter pink, which is an actual lipstick, goes on the bottom lip. And then I'm going to take the Pearl by Physicians Formula, the highlight, and put it on the bottom lip. And that's going to be it for this video because the dogs are barking. I'm going to stop it right here. And I will see you guys really, really soon with my next Arabian makeup look. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.